Hey, what's up, guys? We are here in Moonrise on the Steam client, and since it's taking so long to actually update the iOS client, we're actually going to go just mess around and see the new patches here on the Steam client. So there's a lot of new things on Steam. You can actually have multiple team slots. There are hotkeys. I don't know the hotkeys for any of the buttons because I honestly really don't play that much on Steam. So in the beginning, we're in the very first area, and I wanted to come here to show off some things too. Some tips: you want to probably collect a shell fox. Shell fox is a very strong Solari in this first area. You definitely don't want him at 1 star. You want to probably try and farm him for a 3 star at least. You also get essence. So that was one of the big changes they did. Is essences are now way more common. So we got 2 essences of each right there. For starters, you definitely want to pick out the SNAPTRAP. This is a given. You gotta get him. He is by far the best starter there is. When he attacks with nature skills, which he is a nature creature, he gains regeneration. He gains some health back, and that's huge. So those guys right there, you don't necessarily need them. The game forces you to actually catch a Rhizo. And you will be doing quite a bit of grinding because you have to get combat experience. You have to complete these little story quests and optional quests. So you have these right here. You get challenge quests. So those right there will give you additional essences. And I don't know if they even give gems or not, but believe the little tooltip out here, the little tip thing says that they do give gems. So we'll just have to wait and see. I know currently on the iOS version they do not give gems. And so the main reason that you want the SNAPTRAP is because, again, it heals himself. So here's a 2-star. Deals more basic damage. He's a basic type. He's a very, very strong Solari. And starting off, you probably just want to catch anything that is 2-star and above. And that way you can have additional Solari to have different skills. You can swap skills off of Solaris. And when you release them, they actually give you gold and they give you essences unless they've changed that. So we'll go ahead and do that a little bit here as well. So I'm very, very familiar, have probably close to 1,000 hours on the iOS version. Steam version, the same game, but just different tweaks. And this is the latest version. They also have different passives. So if you farm a Growly right here, he'll have the specific passive only for this area. But if you fight a Growly in a different town or a different region, you're actually going to have a different passive on that Growly. So if you find someone that has a passive that you want, sit there and farm away. So the up arrows mean it is strong. The down arrows mean that it is weak. You win by killing all the Solari. He has keys up here, which are like the Pokeballs. They represent how many Solari, how many monsters he has. You want to typically focus fire on 1. You can pull your guys out, but doing that you lose a lot of, they call it tempo. See, there's the regeneration that we talked about. And the regeneration on the SNAPTRAP will pretty much keep him invincible early on in the game against all of the computer opponents. him alone, he can actually pretty much solo most of the game. You do specifically want to work on 2 Solari and level them up. So we have one, we have our SNAPTRAP is the only one that we've really been leveling. It's at level 15. Because the essences are somewhat rare. They've got a lot more common in the Steam version now. You always want to make sure that you're casting something. And you see, this is a problem here. We didn't focus fire on one, so now they both lived. He put up a block. Block is for strength. So we can cancel. No, we didn't need to cancel. You can cancel skills by clicking the X down below. And then you could redirect them. So if we click the X right there, it would cancel the skill. Typically, you don't want to do that unless Sky is petrified, which means he can't take any damage, or if he has a block or a resist on, which will prevent you from taking damage of that type of move that you're doing. You can see we can just mow through people with these 2 Solari. Everyone else gains combat experience while they're sitting back here. So they will get stronger. You can win the fight by killing the warden, the trainer in the background. Early on, it's not really going to be, effective because they only have a couple Solari. So just go ahead and kill all the Solaris. So we took very little damage right there. You see everyone's leveling up, gaining more HP, getting new additional skills. Just like Pokemon, 4 skills over here. One is your permanent, unique skill for that character. And then you have 3 customizable skills. So we've been using a lot of the Quick Branch and then the Lash. This is a big heal. We don't necessarily really need healing because we have that self-regeneration anytime we use nature skills. So we're not going to learn that one. We'll collect our money, head out of here. Money's actually extremely important now because it's used for dungeons. So anytime that you go into a dungeon, you actually pay money. 555 gold, so no gems in there. You can pay gems to auto-collect these. Don't do that. Don't accidentally click on this. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue the story. Story quests are marked by those exclamation points. See, he's weak, so you pull him back. But again, we don't need to have anyone else besides our SNAPTRAP doing anything. The game is extremely easy early on if you know to level up your SNAPTRAP. If you don't level up your SNAPTRAP, you could run into some issues. Could be somewhat challenging. And you do want to level up your SNAPTRAP. I believe it is. I believe it's strength based. Take a look at it real quick. So there's 2 different attacking parameters. Yep, strength and spirit. So take here, this is a strength attack, strength attack, strength attack, strength attack. So all his attacks are strength based, which is the top stat right there, meaning you want to upgrade it using the strength essences to get maximum potential out of your SNAPTRAP. And you can see you can only go up to level 20. It does cost gold to upgrade him. And as you level him up, all his stats increase just like normal. If you wanted to, you can change out some skills. But he's actually really good as is. So again, biggest tip that you can have starting out the game is take the nature Solari, take SNAPTRAP. I do highly recommend both nature and the water. The fire is alright, but you don't run into a bunch of nature creatures or lightning creatures until further on in the game. And by that point, you're going to have a better fire Solari. My personal favorite is the Kindlehoof right here. You'll actually get in this region. And I love him because he actually has a quick trait, which allows him to attack really, really quick. You have the option when you change out skills to extract that skill, to keep it in your skill list, or just throw it away. And you can bring both of them out by clicking 1 and 2 on your keyboard. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. You can also have them auto fight, clicking the auto button down there. And they'll do all the legwork for you, since these are simple, easy battles that don't require any strategy whatsoever, because we are over leveled with those two Solari. If you have the auto bunch button on, they'll bring out 2 random Solari in the beginning. You can, if you're paying attention, summon out the Solari quick enough before the auto button kicks in. Blockhead is a great Solari to have. Really, really, really strong tank. Especially with that passive where he takes less strength damage. You'll pick up keys occasionally just by fighting battles. So definitely just catch away. Pretty much 2 stars and above again. See, we selected out the first 2. The auto fight is still on. It's going to go do its thing. That's something that on the iOS version you can actually swipe out your guys before the auto function kicks in. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode here. We will keep going further here in the Steam clients. Check out the other episodes for more tips. And I will talk to you guys later. Click the like button, subscribe, and share this with your friends, guys. Moonrise is going to be huge. Right now there's thousands of Steam players already early access. There's another, probably at least 1,000 or 2 on iOS. And it's in limited countries. And they are offering, prizes, substantial prizes for PvP and such. And there's been talks of doing things like world championships and things like that with huge prize pools.